started to sabotage that relationship before they even got home. I knew it was a wrap when she was like, when we get home, I'm just what's gonna happen is she going back to Mr. 6'5" athlete, dark with the tats, and she's either going to cheat on you or leave you completely, bro. She was already stepping out of that quote unquote relationship before it even started. My first impressions of Jackie, I felt that she was a phony. I felt like she was just on the show just to play games. Like I didn't see her as somebody that seriously wanted.
Fake?
What's that? Yeah. Man,
Wow.
when I looked at, I hate to say it, but like when I saw Jackie, I was like, this is a bopper. Like she is not here to get into no serious relationship. And this is what proved it for me when she said that the dudes that she date are 6'5", dark athletes with tats. I'm like, the two dudes that you connecting with are the complete opposite. You talking about you want one of these athletic, thuggish dudes, and then you hook up with sensitive Marshall. I'm like, yo, you ain't for real. Like any woman that is trying to hook up with a dude that is the complete opposite of the guys that she dates, that's a huge red flag. And Marshall, well, clearly she didn't say that to him, but if he knew that, he should have picked up on it, and that would have definitely been a red flag. Like, bro, you don't even match what she dates at all.
I'm curious though, because oftentimes we tell people that if your type or your preference isn't working for you, you need to switch it up. So couldn't she just be switching it up?
No, because of the fact that I just said that she gave off bopper vibes. Like she's not serious. Like
Oh,
this is the way that I know a
ready
person
for
isn't
that.
serious. When all a person keeps telling you is, I know what I need, especially a woman, right? If a woman be like, I need a man at this, I need a man at this, what they're telling you is, I know what I really need, but that's not what I want. To me, if a woman is telling me that I'm everything that she needs, I'm running in the opposite direction because I'm not everything that she wants. It's a completely different. The minute what she wants come around, what she need is going to get left right over there to the side. And we see that happening exactly with Marshall. She started to sabotage that relationship before they even got home. I knew it was a wrap when she was like, when we get home, I'm just what's gonna happen is she going back to Mr. 6'5" athlete, dark with the tats, and she's either going to cheat on you or leave you completely, bro. She was already stepping out of that quote unquote relationship before it even started. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is good coming from a first time watcher and from a guy's perspective, because you were talking about how you could see the representation, the positive representation in Brett's character. But with Marshall, I mean, you're talking about Jackie mostly, but we'll get into Marshall. And
I got some words from Marshall. If you want me to let him loose, I could definitely let him loose.
We gonna get into it. I agree with you though on the point about like wanting versus needing, right? Because there's true. Like you can want somebody like a Marshall, but you may not be ready in multiple areas of your life for a Marshall.
Right. So I think that was one of our topics. We can actually park here and talk about it if you want.
Sure. Right. Yeah, like it's happening a lot, like in their storyline. Like we're seeing it with Jackie and Marshall's dynamic. So she wants a good guy, but maybe she wants it in the package that she wants it in.
Nah, she needs. Let's be very specific here.
Oh,
she needs a good guy. What she want is Mr. 6'5", dark with the tattoos athlete. That's what she want.
Yeah, and in the real world, you can't build a man, you can't build a woman. You have to either change some of your preferences or mess around and find out. I don't want to cuss out. But it's one of those situations where we see these great qualities that this person is doing for them, and then that other person is having a hard time receiving it. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. So we're seeing all the love that someone who has healthy love tendencies gives to someone who is not used to receiving that. And like you said, they go into self-sabotage mode. They start to question it. They think it's foreign. They act like they never seen healthy love before. That's a red flag. I think he should have considered that as well. But maybe, I don't know to the extent what they all talk about in the pods while they're getting to know each other. we saw that scene, I think it was episode 6 or something, or no, episode 4 or 5, where no, 6. Sorry. There's so many episodes
What
now. I'm
happened?
getting them all
What happened? What was
confused.
the scene?
Marshall was making the breakfast for Jackie. They were back in their apartments, back in the real world. They chose each other. They had a seemingly good couples getaway, even though she did have that random breakdown and he was consoling her. Again, great quality to have an emotionally available partner. 2, he was doing acts of service. I don't know what her love language is, but she was just like, wow, a man has never cooked food for me before. I'm like, girl, just say you love it. Don't overthink this, Jackie. We're all rooting for you. And then we fast forward to like episode 8. That's probably my favorite episode so far in this season, where they get into it over her picking a fight, essentially, about him not being, quote, man enough. And I was like, here we go.
Yep.
But yeah, and it's just, it was bad on both their parts. But what we're seeing in their storyline is almost like I hate to say, when people be like for the streets, but they can't shake that habit. They can't shake that bad habit of what they're used to. And so when they get something that's different but good for them, something that they claim they wanted, they may not be ready for that emotionally. They may not be ready for that mentally. They may be like over like thinking about, are they good enough for this person? And to be honest, I kind of pick a little bit about that in Marshall too. There's a common theme I'm seeing here in this season of people picking their comfort zones, but that's an overall note about the show. If we were to stick to this couple, if you all were watching the show this season, Jackie had another love interest in the pods named Josh, and I
Did
saw.
she though? Like, I mean, like, did you see that last episode? Like,
I did.
I think Josh was a little mental, like, because the way Jackie was telling it, there was never really any connection. And like when he was there, whatever that party or whatever it was, like, I felt like that dude had to be an actor. Like the way he was acting, he was really trolling, like hugging all up on Marshall. And then when he went over trying to holla at Jackie, it's just like, bro, you are doing the most. And she's looking at him like, okay, you're Josh, but like that doesn't even matter. Which to me kind of makes me go back to Jackie, were you playing games? Because the whole point that time when Marsha was about to propose the first time, she started bringing up Josh. Well, this other dude told me that, if I don't pick him, he's packing his bag and leaving. What? That's another gripe that I had about this show, right? Is when the couples would talk about their interactions with other people. Like, I feel like that shouldn't be happening. I think we all are aware we're going through the same experience. So I know that you're actively dating other people. And for me, the only time other people should come up, and this is whether you're talking about on this show or, out in the real world, is one, you should have a conversation up front to discern and to discover whether or not y'all are dating other people or if y'all are, only dating one another. And there should be some type of agreement whether or not you guys will cut all of those other, options off once you commit to moving forward with one another. I feel like for me personally, that's the way that I move in those situations is I want to know up front, like, how are we both moving? And then once one or both of us decide that we want to commit and move forward, how are we dealing with all of those other options that were, we were also entertaining? Like, are we cutting them off? Like that is very important, because my goal and the way that I look at it is, if I'm moving and drawing closer to a woman, I'm drawing further away from any other woman that I was entertaining. And my expectation would be that she would be doing the same. But I'm only going to have that expectation if I've had the conversation about that up front. I'm not going to be thinking, oh, she must be handling it. Nope. That's the reason why I say you have to have that conversation up front. Are you dating multiple people other than me? And what happens if you start to catch feelings for me and you want to commit to me? What's going to happen with all them other people? Are you even capable of cutting them off? Because some people are not. And I think that kind of goes back to Jackie's issue, where now she has this Marshall that she's about to bring home. But like, she sounds like a woman to me who has other men that's waiting. Like, as soon as she come back home, like, yo, hit me up. we gonna get it popping. And now she trying to figure out how she gonna balance that.
Yeah, with the Josh thing, I saw it as he was a potential, and it was a little, I don't know, I feel like they were editing his whatever little parts of the story he had in the pods to make it seem like he was her typical type. I don't know much about Josh at all. So I'm like, I don't know if he presents to be this uber masculine person that she claims she's looking for, or what she's used to. But the way he was edited, and especially how he was behaving at the party, he just pulled up to be that guy that they all wanted him to be. He's like, maybe, well, if I can't have Jackie, well, I'm just going to tear some mess up. I'm going to start some mess. And he got all in Marshall's face, and I didn't like that at all. He was just crossing all kind of boundaries and being disrespectful. And I'm like, yeah, the producers asked him to be there because Chelsea was like, who is this guy? Like, it's Chelsea's party. Like, she should know who's at her party. But here's this random man that Jackie used to talk to in the pods. And it was so messed up. I was like, and he's like, you should pick me, you know, if this don't work out with Marshall, woo, woo, woo. And he wants to see her again. Mind you, she's still engaged to Marshall, even though things are on the rocks. So yeah, it's storytelling. The show has to tell a story.
And we had a comment come in. Tiffany says, Jackie was too needy and broken. She couldn't adjust to having a good man. She wanted to self-sabotage. I agree completely with Tiffany. Like that's exactly the way that I saw her. Oh, what's up? PK Chronicles, what's going on? Says, why did I not get this reminder? I don't know, man. We did kind of wing this, so maybe the reminders didn't go out, but the replay will definitely be available for anybody who doesn't catch this live. But we appreciate you for being here and joining us today. But yeah, man. So any last or other thoughts that you want to talk about with regards to like Jackie and Marshall in regards to like wanting versus being ready for somebody?
Yeah, I just don't think that she was supposed to be on this show. Like, there's always that one person, or maybe more than one person in Love is Blind, that didn't need to be on Love is Blind because of what is required of it. Like, either you shouldn't be on the show because you were a little too hung up on looks, or you just not ready in general. Like her, when I saw her acting like the way she did on the couples retreat or the vacation, and she was just crying because she was worried about stuff at home, I was like, sis.
Let's not remember how she responded when Brett came out, right? Right in front of her man. Mind you, her man is hold on. That just reminded me of something that I couldn't believe.
He fine.
Like I can't remember the exact line, but she turned to her man and he said, she said, "Oh, he fine," and then her man said to her, "I told you." What?
I was like,
what man is saying another man? Like before my man even said that, the thought of Brett and fine never even crossed my mind. But another grown man not only thought that this man was fine, he's then going and telling his woman, yo, you got to check out my man because he fine. And then the minute, like I told y'all what her type was, right?
Yeah.
Dark, 6'5" athlete with bro. Like that's why when Brett stepped on the scene, she's screaming how fine he is, because that is the type of dude that she would want. But I thank God that Brett was able to dodge that bullet, because this woman is a problem. Okay, hold on. We got some comments from PK.
Comments.
Yeah, hold on. Let me switch this up. So PK says she really doesn't like him, nor does she really find him attractive. Right. You can see her energy. She needs therapy and the Lord. Facts.
Yeah.
Right. And she repeated herself. She did. You right. She did. She said it twice. That was the first thing that got me. She was like, he's fine. And she was like, oh, he's fine. And then I was about to, kind of rip on her for like, dang, you didn't just say it once. You said it twice in the presence of your man right next to you, loud and demonstrative. But then he turned and he took any heat that I would have had to her. He took it all away when he was like, I told you. What? You did what?
I was thrown off by that. It was funny to me at first because she did the animated eyeglass thing, and then he was like, "I told you." Now I was thrown off by that, and now I was like, "Okay, are they one of these liberal couples where they just like they're both the type where you check someone out and they're like, yeah, that
Nah, they
person
not
is
deep into their
attractive."
relationship enough. Like I know couples like
No,
that.
yeah,
And like she meant it. You know what I'm saying? Like those couples that be like, yo, oh, she fine, or check out Shorty. Like those couples are not serious. It's not like, oh yeah, like, yeah, you should go over there and do something, or they would do something if given the opportunity. It's more so like in jest and just an acknowledgement of
that
their
other
partner's
people are
type.
attractive in the world.
Yeah. So PK says he first said, "What did you say?" Yeah, he did, and then she did repeat herself. That's when I'm like, "Yo, this chick is wild." But then I think he was uncomfortable. Truly, man, he had to be. He had to be. But this is what I will say about Marshall.
She
Right?
didn't react like that when
I
she said
thought Marshall was a soft cornball until until that whole Josh situation happened in the pod. And then I was like, oh, that brother got a crazy streak to him. Like he came out the pot and was like, yo, I'm ready to put hands on somebody. I was like, yo, this is a dude. Yo, he one of them quiet types where you think you gonna run over him. You think he's sweet with it. But nah, man, if you cross this brother, like he will put some problems on you. So like I was like, okay, he a different breed. That's why the situation that came later when
yeah,
she asking my man to be aggressive, like you don't want him to, because he's the type of dude where he's like 0 or 100, right? Where for the
yeah,
most part he's running at a neutral pace, but then you say you want him to turn up, he's gonna turn all the way up, and it could be a
hand clap.
situation that becomes volatile, and that's the reason why he removed himself from the crib. I was like, at least he's aware of the fact that he has this temper. Because when they went through that, when she talking about, yo, you ain't man enough, and there you go saying all of those words that will get
They're
somebody
disrespectful, honestly.
very disrespectful, very, very. All
Um,
right, so let's see who else we got on deck. I think we wanted to talk about. Hold on, where they at? Did I
we didn't
not
get
put
to
one?
we didn't get
Oh, I
to
ain't put one up with Kwame them. Oh, okay, okay.
oh
Who you
yeah,
want
we
to talk
definitely
about?
gotta talk about those two. Let me
Love
tap
it.
in real quick to
Oh,
Marshall and Jackie again.
okay, no
Because
problem.
I agree with you, and not a lot of people are saying this in these reviews that be out here. Marshall got a little ticky ticky boom in him, and what I mean
He
is
do.
that's a bomb. Like you count down and then explosion. There's some fault lines in the foundation,
Fact.
and my first impression of him was, oh, he's a precious lamb. He's twirling in the hallway. He has sensitivities. He's emotionally in tune with himself. But, but there's that underlying issue where he's picking these broken women, and he picked Jackie. He fought for Jackie. He overcompensated his masculinity for Jackie. And to the point where he got in a heated exchange with her in episode 8 and called her a project. As PK Chronicles brought up, yes, we did see that. And I was like, that's when the course turned for me in regards to Marshall. I was like, see, that's it. That's the ulterior motive. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Nice guys, that nice guy thing, do not aspire to be a nice guy ever. Because nice guys, that's fake. Let me tell you something. Being nice is behavior modification. Being nice is not a fruit of the spirit. Being kind, kindness is totally different. It's a heart posture. Kindness is a fruit of the spirit. It's who you are. Being nice, anybody can be nice. You can play nice, you can be nice. So he was being a nice guy. He's like, I can save her. I'm gonna be that man she needs. I've been through these situations before. I can save her. This one's different. It's hard. Why are you choosing hard, Marshall? It's easy going and healthy, too hard for you to sit with, because perhaps maybe that's the real challenge, that a healthy love would make you question where you and your flaws are. Because if you're so focused on fixing someone else and their problems, there's no time to focus on what you got going on. No
Right.
one's perfect. So
Exactly.
we see this kind of situation happen in relationships where women pick broken men and say, I can fix him. My love is going to save him. This baby is going to save him. This is the same mentality. We can't change people. We can't save them. Give
Nope.
that girl to Jesus. Let Jesus handle Miss Jackie. Okay. You are not Captain Save a Jackie. And that's playing the nice.
Yeah, it's
That's
funny
the nice
because
title, not the other way.
yeah, that's real. Yeah, because he does give off those vibes. Like PK says, there is a codependency he has. It's clear they are both toxic, but in different respects. That's facts. And
Yeah.
yeah, PK, we definitely heard him call her a project, and that was funny. I felt like I can tell she definitely pushed him to the brink. Because that type of dude, like to your point, like the nice guy, he was a nice guy that finally let the truth come out. And that
Yes.
only happens once you push that nice guy over the cliff, right? See, like a real man, he gonna say off rip, he gonna let you know off rip you a project from the very beginning.
He's not gonna mess with you.
Yeah, that.
Allegedly, they date everyone. All the contestants date everybody. So
Yeah.
why didn't Brett pick Jackie?
Oh, we know why Brett didn't pick Jackie. Like I told you, like Jackie gave off the bopper vibe for sure. Not no
Also,
wife.
for some reason, this situation reminds me of the Jada Will Chris Rock situation that happened last
Mm,
year, where there's
mm,
a lot of talks about Jada Pinkett Smith having alleged toxicity in her marriage towards her husband. And he played a nice guy that eventually broke down and ended up acting out violently against someone else. I could see this happening for Jackie and Marshall, to be honest. Like that dynamic, I can see it. And I don't know why I can't shake that.